What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. We're going to be talking about the Niners today after that amazing win over the Bears. And so let's get right into it. But first, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. As always, I really appreciate your support. Give me some more of it. I love it. I need a little bit more subscribers. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit flatlined right now, so I'm trying to make a rebound, get a little bit more subscribers out there. So hit the subscribe if you haven't already, guys. All right, let's talk about the Niners now. Let's get into the injury report. I'm going to go ahead and read off a few names. Aaron Bank is out. Nick Bosa is out, as you know. Flanagan Fowles is questionable. He may be back for next game. Probably will be. Jordan Mason is out for the year, most likely. If the Niners make the playoffs, I do believe there is a scenario where Mason can come back and start running the ball for the Niners, but that is really kind of an outside shot. Trent Williams is out. Dre Greenlaw is out. Talanoa Hufanga, sorry, keep messing up his name. Talanoa Hufanga is questionable. So I think he will be back for the next game. And Brock Purdy is nursing a little bit of an injury to the shoulder. Aside from that, we got George Odom, who is out. Okay, guys, so let's start talking about the game a little bit. The Niners came back with a vengeance and fury and took it all out on the Bears this last Sunday, and I would say it is a much-needed win. Unfortunately, is this too little too late? It's hard to tell yet. Seattle's got a difficult schedule ahead of them, and the Niners' schedule gets a little bit lighter. We're going to see the Dolphins next Sunday, and that is a very winnable game for the Niners. Still a couple games out of first. It's really tough to see a path to first, but it can happen. Seattle can lose a couple games. We need the Cardinals' help in losing a little bit too, but it can be done. And the bigger question here is, if they do make the playoffs, how far can the Niners go with a roster that is so injury prone? They're bleeding out already, guys. I'm not sure, even if they make the playoffs, what can be done, really. Christian McCaffrey is not coming back this year, and that is your bell cow right there. We don't have Brandon Ayuk, although he started off extremely slow anyway. We still got Kittle. We still got Debo, right? We got a couple of weapons. So we got Jennings. Jennings is having an amazing breakout year. Those are some guys that can really kind of help us get somewhere, but to the Super Bowl, really, really hard to say. I don't think so, but let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the game, though. Let's talk Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, 20 for 25 with 325 yards. Isaac Guerrero, 15 for 78 with 2 touchdowns. Did leave the game with an injury, but it's not a major one. He should be back for the Dolphins game, which is good because we need him. He's a tough runner. He's strong. He's powerful. But the knock on Guerrero has always been injuries. And so let's hope this doesn't keep him out because I do like him. I want to see him succeed and continue to run the rock there. So doing good. What else we got? Receiving yards. George Kittle, 6 for 6, 151 yards. That's more like it. Juwan Jennings, 8 for 7, 90 yards. Isaac Guerrero had receiving yards as well, 2 for 2 for 50 yards. Debo Samuels, 3 for 2 with 22 yards. Ricky Purcell, not much going there, so I'm not even going to mention it. And really not much else down the line. But that was enough to get the win, and it was 13-38. We absolutely killed them, and we do need Kittle to show up in the rest of the season the way he has in this last game and previous games as of recent. We also need Purdy to continue doing what he's doing. And there is a contract looming at the end of the year for Brock Purdy, so it does beg the question, is he going to get out there and put him in a position to get himself killed right before a payday? And also there's a lot of questions about whether the 49ers should hand the bag over to Purdy in the first place. I am not of the mind to set a record with the highest paying QB with Brock Purdy. However, there may not be an option because he is playing well, and there is nobody else the Niners are going to go for unless they decide to just wipe the slate clean and start over. I would still like to have Brock Purdy as the quarterback, but for the right amount. So let's hope they can get that done. I like Brock Purdy. I do think he's got a bright future. I am one of a few of my friends anyway, who think that maybe he might be getting overpaid in this offseason. It may be true. But you need a guy like this guy. So you got to have somebody to build around, right? You have to have a QB to build around, and he is the QB of the future for the 49ers, I believe, for the time being. Anyway, so I think as far as this year goes, there is an outside shot at the playoffs, guys. But remember, we need the Cardinals to lose. We need the Seahawks to lose, and we need to win out. Basically, we need to win out. I don't see Seattle losing out the rest of their games. Crazier things have happened, but right now, as it be, I think that they would have to lose out for the Niners to really, really make an impact here and take it to the playoffs. Right now, the Niners' schedule is looking fairly good. Again, we got the Dolphins coming up this Sunday, which is a winnable game, and I believe Seahawks are traveling to Green Bay. Green Bay is on the come up, and they are playing extremely good football. I think that Green Bay can definitely take Seattle down this coming weekend. So there is a chance to make up a game, guys. So right now, as we sit, what are we looking at as far as 49ers and Seattle as far as the standings go? Let's take a look, and let's break down exactly how this might work. Take a few seconds here to go ahead and pull up the standings and the schedule, and let's go from there, okay? So here we go. Schedule. All right, guys. I should have this up already, but I don't, so I apologize. Keep watching me anyway. So let's see. December. Let's see. Next week. Where are you? Come on, week 15. That's what we're looking for. We got week 15. Week 15 coming up. We got New England at Arizona. Arizona's going to win that game, guys. Sorry to say. And then we've got Los Angeles at San Francisco. The Niners should be able to take care of business against the Rams. I hope. The Rams are not a fantastic team. They're getting healthier, but not a fantastic team. Buffalo should have beat them last Sunday. Very disappointed in Buffalo coming out and playing a shoddy game like that. And then, of course, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay is actually traveling to Seattle. That is a game Green Bay can and should win. So, guys, the opportunity to make up a game here is definitely in the cards for the 49ers. Definitely in the cards. If we look at the standings right now, we can check out and see the Niners are in last, but Seattle's 8-5 and the Niners are 6-7. It can definitely be a 7-7 versus an 8-6 type of situation after this next game. And in 2 weeks, the Niners could even possibly be tied. Again, we need Arizona to lose. We'd like them to lose. We're playing Los Angeles, so we should be able to go ahead and take care of business there, tying Los Angeles and making this division a little bit closer, guys. So all in all, it is exciting right now for the 49ers. But I want to keep it real, and I do want to keep it very, very, no other way to put it. Keep it real. Keep it realistic. The Niners going to the playoffs and then winning a Super Bowl is very, very low odds here, guys. What would you rather see? Would you rather just see them lose out and get a higher draft position? Because we're going to need some guys to draft, okay? We need a defensive line. Our defensive line is not putting pressure on the passer as much as we'd like. Bosa is not living up. I'm going to say it again. Some people may be disagreeing with me. Bosa is not living up to his contract right now, to his reputation. I don't think that he is going to be able to just come out there with a subpar defensive line and make an impact. You're going to need some more guys on the defensive line. Offensive line is looking pretty good. Need another offensive lineman. Trent Williams is not getting any younger. When he retires, we don't know, but it's going to be sooner than later. So we need to get that offensive line shored up, especially if we sign Brock Purdy to a big deal. Okay? And then the rest is just taking a look at who we can possibly trade for. Or, there's players that might get released. We got Brock Purdy's contract. Unless they backload that contract and Brock Purdy makes it a team-friendly contract, which I'm not saying he's not going to, but if he doesn't, then we got players that are going to have to go, all right? And that means a couple of people. Who? Maybe Deebo Samuels. I think that's a possibility. George Kittle being gone would surprise me. He's just one of the best tight ends in the league, very good at what he does. He's not on the downside of his career, I don't believe, by any stretch. Getting rid of him would not make sense. Christian McCaffrey is going nowhere. Jawan Jennings just got signed and had a breakout year. Pretty good. Wish we could take that back, that Brandon Ayuk contract. I'm going to say it again. I think that's going to turn out to be a horrible, horrible contract. I hope he proves me wrong and comes back and has an amazing year next year. But that just looks like a horrible contract. And outside of that, I don't know where we go to cut, but we're going to start cutting players and finding new talent, guys. This 49er team next year is going to look different, okay? And on top of that, we got coaching issues that they need to address, and if they don't address it, we're going to see the same thing happening next year that this year. Don't think for 1 second that Kyle Shanahan is having a Super Bowl hangover coaching issue. No, there's no Super Bowl hangover coaching problem this year. People are figuring out who Shanahan is and how he's coaching and how his offense runs, and they're capitalizing on it, okay? He needs to adapt to the game. He needs to change something up. I don't think he's gone after this year, obviously. He had so many injuries. How could you fire the guy? And I don't necessarily think I want him fired, but he needs to step it up next year. Defensive coach definitely needs to get the hell out of town. They need to kick his ass out the door, thanks, but no thanks. Bring back Saleh. I know Saleh was working, I believe, with Green Bay in some capacity this year, but they need to bring him back as a defensive coordinator for the 49ers if he is willing to do so. So there's going to be some changes in the offseason, guys. I'm sure of it. The special teams coach, goodbye. New special teams coach, that guy sucked. He was horrible. Let's get a decent kicker in here if possible. That would be like priority number 10, 11, or 12 on the list of priorities. But the Niners have a lot of work cut out for them. But by and large, this team has been injury prone all year long. When somebody's hurt and they come back, another guy goes out. Brock Purdy's been hurt. Debo's been hurt. Kittle's been hurt. Christian McCaffrey was hurt, came back, and then got hurt again. Mason is hurt now and out. And the list goes on and on. Jawan Jennings was hurt for a little bit. Thank God he came back, although we had no wide receivers. We put Bell on the field twice. That guy deserved to be cut. He got cut, and then we signed him back to the practice squad. Good job, Niners, on that one. That guy is shit. Pack him up and get him out of here, okay? Offensive lineman hurt. Defensive lineman hurt. Bosa's been hurt. I don't know if I can name another superstar on this team, but they've all been hurt for time, guys. A lot of them for long periods of time. Bosa's been out 2 weeks. He might be out the rest of the year. I have no idea. Maybe he's coming back next week. That'd be nice. I'm not really sure, guys, but the list goes on and on. How many people have been hurt or had family problems that have kept them off the team for a short amount of time or a long period of time. Either way, they're out. They've been out multiple games at a minimum. And, God bless that family, those families. And I hope they get through those horrible times with faith in God. And that's all I can say about that. And I say a prayer for them. I'd say a prayer for them. I have already a couple times, but I will again. And I will just say that either way, the team is just destined to not do much this year. That's okay, guys. Let's see them get back, reset next year, and do this again. That being said, I'm talking like the season's over, and guess what? It may not really be. So let's see what happens. I think we're going to take down the Dolphins. I do believe that. Let's see if Seattle can get a loss here. I hope Seattle loses to Green Bay. And, we'll see what happens with Arizona. Arizona's playing New England. I don't see how New England wins that game, but I'm rooting for New England to win that game. That's hard to believe. It could happen, but luckily we are tied with the Arizona Cardinals right now. So even if Arizona wins and we do, we're still tied. And we still have a better than average puncher's shot at taking over first place, right? It is right there for the taking, guys, if the Niners turn it around. The problem is major issues here with Christian McCaffrey not coming back, Bosa being hurt. We're not going to get Christian McCaffrey back this year. I don't believe. I'm pretty sure he's out. If we get Mason back, it'll be playoff time. So there are some problems where I said if we could get healthy by the end of the year and go into the playoffs ready, full strength to kick ass, then I could see how this Niner team could pull off something nice, something a miracle. But that just continue, the injuries just continue to plague us, guys, and that just isn't happening. So unfortunately, it just seems like this isn't the Niners' year. At this point, I'm up in the air whether I'd want to see him lose. I don't want to see him lose. I don't like to see anybody quit no matter what. So me, I want to see him finish strong no matter what. They make the playoffs even better. There are teams that scare me that I just don't think the Niners can get over. Number one, the Lions, who are playing like they're on a mission. I think the Lions will probably win the whole thing this year. I'm hoping so anyway. You always have the Chiefs, who are dangerous, but I just do not want to see them win another one. I'm tired of it, and let's just see if maybe the Lions can take them out if the Niners don't go all the way. If the Niners can't get into the playoffs, I'm going to be a Lions fan. I'll root for them. Jared Goff is somebody who was born and raised in a town that I lived for over 10 years, and I live very close to there now. I'm going to root for Jared Goff. I think the Rams did him dirty, and nothing better for revenge than just winning, right, guys? So I would love to see him get a Super Bowl ring. Let's see if that happens, but only if, obviously, the Niners don't make it happen. So anyway, guys, there's excitement around the way the Niners played because they're going back to playing the way they used to a bit. Also, we have to be real about how this season's going to end because we have so much injuries. We just don't have the manpower to get us to the Super Bowl and win the damn thing. It's just not there, guys. That's the bottom line. But let's enjoy the ride while it still lasts. And let's hope they make it in the playoffs and maybe play the role of spoiler. Or who knows, maybe a miracle can happen and they can go all the way. I don't know. I'm not buying it, but crazier things have happened, guys. So either way, bang, bang, Niner game. Always going to be a Niner fan no matter what. Always going to be looking on the positives of things, guys. Stay positive. This year was not the best year for the Niners. We're going to come back stronger than, I won't say ever, but stronger next year, I hope, unless they decide to just do a reset. I do believe in this, I believe in this coaching staff. Do they need to make changes? Yes. Does a coach have to go? Does a head coach have to go? I don't know. We'll see after this year. This year's a wash. Let's see what he does next year. If he continues on the way he's doing now, he may need to be gone just because they need fresh blood. But let's talk about that next year if it gets there. If we're talking about that next year, guys, we're going to suck again. So let's hope that doesn't happen. There's going to be money issues because Purdy's going to get paid. So who we get in the offseason or how we get healthy, how this team looks next year, it's going to be different. To what extent, I really don't know. I do think we're going to be losing a couple of guys. I do think Debo might be one of those players. Would not surprise me. I hope not, but somebody, something's got to give at some point if you're going to pay your quarterback. So let's see what happens with that, guys. Anyway, the season is got about 5 more weeks max to it, and I've been enjoying every single second of covering it here on Sideline Sports, guys. We will be continuing year after year to do that. We got more Warriors news coming to you as we go. The Warriors are still looking great. A little bit of a slump, but they came out of it last night, and we'll have a Warriors video tomorrow on that. But aside from that, guys, keep watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy all of you watching me. And remember, hard work beats talent when talent don't work. So let's get to work. See you in the next one.